So Leigh is joining us as a community member who started investing at a very young age, trading M&Ms at school. He now invests for a living and is going to share his investing style and goals with us, as well as some of his not-so-sexy stocks that are delivering sexy returns. Very keen for that, and we're excited to have Leigh join us on Get Started Investing. Leigh, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Wonderful to be here.
So, as we know, this episode is about investing goals and investing styles. So let's start with your investing goals, Leigh. What have you set out to try and achieve when it comes to your investing journey?
The overall destination I'm trying to reach is just total independence and security. So the way I think about it long term is I just want to have the freedom to do whatever I want, when I want, with whoever I wish to do it with. But by achieving that, I don't really want to take any wild risks or overreach, and that helps the security side of things.
I love that goal. I think it's a goal that we all aspire to achieve, that absolute financial freedom. In terms of the style that you choose to invest to get there, you know, there's plenty of ways to make money in the stock market. What style works for you? And I guess how did you come to the conclusion of your investing style?
Well, I've tried many styles. I'm sure a lot of people have had that experience where, you think you're stumbling upon the quick way to riches, and that's, not the way to do it. Yeah. You really want to be very honest about what kind of game you're equipped to play. And I think I had that kind of self-assessment, not too long ago after trying many different things. And what works for me is, something very systematic. So looking at businesses that I understand and following a checklist to identify what they're worth. I'm not really well equipped to, find the next, 10-bagger growth company where, there's probably higher risk, but higher rewards. I'm quite satisfied with identifying, quality businesses that are undervalued at the time and will re-rate over time as the management do their job and the earnings continue growing.
And we said in the intro that there were some not so sexy stocks that are delivering some sexy returns. So in that process that you've gone through and a bit of self-reflection and finding the style, what sort of stocks are you landing on or that are piquing your interest at the moment?
Some of them internationally insurance stocks. So businesses like Markel in the US is not something that maybe many people are aware of, but something that just has decades of growth experience. It could be likened to something like Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, where they take the profits and the money from insurance premiums and then invest it really well to grow the company. And it's been undervalued, and it's just growing and growing and doesn't get a lot of attention. So I'm quite happy to just keep watching it do its thing. Perhaps more locally, there's businesses that people may see every day that do a really good job and aren't very exciting, like Beacon Lighting has returned quite well for me over the last 6 months.
I love lamps, so I should probably check that one out.
Bryce is a big lamp guy.
I really love lamps now. Thank you very much, Beacon Lighting. But evidently so do lots of other people because, the returns are great.
Yeah, nice.
We should insert that Anchorman clip, the I love lamp clip in.
Just one brief final question. You mentioned there that you've tried a lot of different investing styles, and you've probably got more experience in the markets than perhaps a lot of the beginner investors. How would you what sort of advice would you give to someone who doesn't feel like they know what their investing style is yet?
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I think over time I've built my financial literacy, but there was no way I was anywhere close to where I'm at now, 5 years ago and 10 years ago, etc. So And that's totally fine. You don't need to have that kind of literacy to do really well or avoid catastrophe. Like, take advantage of super, keep adding to the pot, keep your portfolio expenses down and buy ETFs. Like, you're going to do really well if you just keep doing that over the long run. But then just be really honest if you want to start finding individual companies to invest in where your strengths and weaknesses lie. So I don't really understand what a lot of tech companies do and where their growth is going to come from. Like, perhaps on a surface level, sure, but I can't see the future like that. And I've tried, and, it's cost me some losses, sure. Like, we've all made mistakes like that. But that's a great way to sort of then go, okay, I'm going to eliminate that strategy because it's not working for me. And if you're not sleeping well at night because you're worried about the growth story of some business you're invested in, chances are you shouldn't invest like that.
So, Leigh, one thing that we love to hear from people we have on Get Started Investing is some of the things that they believed when they started their investing journey that they've subsequently realised they were wrong about. These investing myths that so many of us believe when we're, outside the markets looking in. So if you think back to your early days just starting out as an investor, was there anything that you believed that you've subsequently realised you were wrong about?
Yep, many things. Hit us. I think the first thing that jumps to mind is that to be a good investor, you have to be a math whiz or a business mastermind. I had self-limiting beliefs that I couldn't learn investing, and actually anyone can. And you don't have to also get to Warren Buffett status, as the intro says, but you can do really, really well just by doing simple things. So start small and make incremental gains into your knowledge and your capability, and those things will compound just like your interests will.
What are some of the biggest barriers that you found, when you started investing, or perhaps are seeing other people face at the moment?
Probably have to overwrite any conditioning you've had that investing is gambling, because it's simply not. Like, if you have any logical process about your investing, you're going to be stacking the odds in your favor, whereas gambling is the opposite. Like, the gambling is having the house with the odds in their favor, and it's just the opposite of investing. The other thing is just that the process in itself is difficult. Like, signing up for a brokerage account and in any shape or form is really easy, and then to execute an investment is also really, really easy these days. So we're very fortunate to live in this age where it's at your fingertips.
Yeah, we did an experiment. Is it quicker to buy Amazon stock or Amazon socks, like socks off Amazon? And we timed both of them, and I think it was like 30 seconds to buy Amazon stock and 34 seconds to buy socks from Amazon. So it is just as easy as online shopping these days.
Exactly.
And yeah, you're right. Setting up accounts, I mean, we both set up Superhero pretty easy as well, and well on our way. So
it's so easy to set up an account. I've got 4 different brokerage accounts now.
I have a few. I love taking advantage of the new user rewards.
Oh yeah, nice.
I just can't help it. It's free money.
Yeah. Hey, we talk about diversification. I embody diversification in everything now.
So, Leigh, to close out the series, we want to ask everyone what the best resources that they use on their investing journey, because for everyone, there's a fire hose of information out there, and working your way through it is sometimes pretty overwhelming. So what are some of the key resources that you use on your investing journey?
Well, obviously, Equity Mates was crucial to my learning. And jokes aside, it was particularly during the initial lockdown and the onset of COVID, had the opportunity to spend a lot of time learning about investing. So I just chewed through the podcasts, and, Equity Mates was definitely on the most listened list. But there's heaps of other local and international podcasts where you can pick up great information and education about investing and business. I think it's important, to study what business models work really well, and history. Of course, books are up there, and like podcasts, there's so many to learn from. Classic books like Security Analysis can be really boring. So
don't even try it.
But there's really great sort of newer books out there that might be more relevant to people, like The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, Richer, Wiser, Happier by William Green. These are fantastic books because not only do they have good information, but they're just so engaging in the way that they're written that could make a really big impact on people's investing.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there around, the resources don't have to be investing specific, and reading business, just generally what's going on in the world, economic news, understanding how everything fits together is just as important to help you make investment decisions, because you could know everything about a DCF or discounted cash flow or, the theory behind investing. But if you don't understand where it all fits in, then you're sort of still going to struggle to get there, I think.
Sure. And there's things like developing your mindset and your equanimity that's so important to investing, because you could be a math genius with your DCF calculations, but if you don't know how to behave when the stock markets are crashing, your valuations are useless. So investing is the sport of out-behaving other people. So I think if you can dig deep into developing your own behaviors, it's very, very valuable.
I like that.
I love that. Yeah, out behaving other people. Maybe we need a spin-off podcast, Equanimity Mates.
Nicely. Well, look, we appreciate you sharing your experience with the Get Started Investing community over the last few weeks. There's always a lot to learn from hearing other people's journey and how they're approaching investing. So appreciate your time, and we look forward to keeping in touch.
Cheers. Thank you.